Desire it in for Nijaki. Let's see, is he going to finally pick it up there? There's a bit of a thought on it.
Oh, no, something different from Cop,
something
perhaps.
different from Cop there. Who would have thought it? Looks like he's going to go. Look, he's like shrugs. He's like, yeah, I'm going to go Corky again. Oh, no, you're not. You're not going to change it. Come on, Cop. We know you're going to just lock it in. There we go. So Dignitas now. What do you think they're going to go with here? They've managed to get their classic Skarner in.
I'm not sure what they're going to do here. This is a contentious pick. They're going to take their time on here, and let's take a gander at what Dignitas is talking about here.
Get away with anything.
Ezreal Sana.
You want Ezreal?
Yeah, I kind of like Graves. I don't know. Oh, okay, never mind.
I mean, they got 2 already auto attackers,
Yeah.
so W should work.
I
don't know if you want. You can get like, I don't know if Sivir.
No, I'm good.
I would like Ezreal.
I'm going a Bruiser top, so there's no way feet,
okay.
so Sivir won't be bad.
I would side with Ezreal over the.
Yeah, I would too.
Alright, let's just do Ez.
We're just looking for what we're more comfortable with. So just add Sona.
Wise words there, to be honest. Go with what you're comfortable on. That
really
is
quick picks there. As soon as they said that, they just locked them in. And I wonder if Curse is going to go with what they're comfortable with as well. We could see yet another Blitzcrank, and they're right away.
Straight away, Morgana.
Finally wasn't banned, I think. Was he banned in the previous games? I feel like he would be. Nijaki always goes for Morgana when he's got the option. Curse, very decisive. Let's see if Dignitas is decisive as well. They weren't last time. Let's take a gander in.
They're gonna do Darius, by the way.
It's fine. Can we look at 2v1?
Yeah, but I'm going top in case I think they're gonna call it out.
Are you gonna take exhaust this game? Or we already have a lot of exhaust.
I'm
actually.
fine with it.
Like I'm
Well, I think they think they're going to do Darius. They didn't hang about. They locked it straight in, and there is Darius. These teams know each other
a bit now.
Yeah, they've learned how to play against each other. They are the 5th game of the series. They have played each other probably online quite a few times as well, so they kind of know what's coming.
Right away there. Very comfortable picks across the board. Cop super comfy. Blitzcrank every time Elements has played it, he's been successful. St. Fishes back at home on Shyvana. So much Morgana and Darius. Everyone on Curse really on super comfort champions. And I actually have to say the same about Dignitas as well. This is really just both teams on their best champions. And it's fitting. We're in the 5th final game. Let's see who wins.
Yeah, and Patoya also with that bit more poker Sona as well. So, game 5, it is going to be starting in 31 seconds. You can see it on your screen ticking down. We're going to go to a break here. Dignitas versus Curse, game 5 of the series here at the MLG Raleigh Finals.
Product not yet rated.
And so we embark on a month-long journey to find things that have a story, things made with steady hands and focused eyes, things that are made by people like us, people who give.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the MLG Raleigh Summer Finals, Grand Finals. Last game of the day is all square. 2-2 is the score. Finally going to get out of the way. Pato's going to be careful. He nearly got caught out straight away here. If you have just joined us, you've missed some pretty crazy action. We had an Aram in game 1. You missed that. You're going to have to see it to believe it. It happened. Dignitas picked up that score. It is 2-2 though, and Curse have looked very good in the last 2 matches. They have kind of got what they wanted in this one. Elements on Blitzcrank once again, 3rd game running. Working out very well for him there. Cop again. 5th game running on Corky. He's not afraid to take that one. He took it. It's probably his 10th game today, I think, on Corky, maybe. I think he may have had Graves 1 game at least. It was the difference.
I think you're right.
But as it is, Dignitas, well, Skara on Karthus. You know, that's what he was fabled for picking up that 300 CS on in a crazy amount of time. Whoa, Crumbs has had to use Ghost to get away from that one. That is a summoner spell already burned there, very much aware of the fact that he could get grabbed by elements.
Now their position is revealed. They still want to move in on them, though, and no longer a ghost on Crumbs, so he does have to be a little bit careful, and they may end up having to concede this blue to Curse.
They may well have to give it up. They are going around for the red buff there. They're well aware of that Curse are in here. Curse, again with that invade, are going to get Cop going to go back. So it looks like Cop will be down the bottom lane, so it's going to be standard meta for both teams here, and it's going to be St. Vicious picking up the blue buff. Or will they give it across to Nijaki, actually? That may well be the point. They're going to give it to Nijaki. Cop's gone down, so
they
he's
want
going
to
to
give
go
the
straight across.
experience to St. Vicious, though. He needs the level 2 jump. These buffs are really big for them getting levels.
Yeah, Nijaki can get his own blue buff.
Yeah, if they want to, actually, that'll be a crisp, easy handoff. I Will Dominate had this happen to him in an earlier game this set where his blue was stolen on Skarner. Normally, it's very devastating for him. He runs out of health and mana very quickly without that blue buff. He did a pretty good job keeping his levels and experience up last time, though. Let's see if he can do it again against Shyvana.
Yeah, and of course, Westrise versus Crumbs. Westrise picked up a lot of kills in that top lane early on against Crumbs, and they managed to get a lot of kills overall. Really doing a fantastic job. So let's see how that one works out in the top lane. Of course, it's going to be Karthus versus Morgana, the traditional lane, I believe, between Skara and Nijaki this time around. First time we've seen the traditional champions between these two.
It is.
And of course, down that bottom lane, it is going to be Cutie and Patoy. That is going to be Ezreal once again for Cutie Pie. This time, Patoy on Soda. Elements again on Blitzcrank and Cop, of course.
So Sona a little more vulnerable to an aggressive lane than Soraka was. Really not much to do if they are to close on top of him. Patoy going to have to be even more cautious than he was last time.
Yeah, Nijaki now with that blue buff will be much more aggressive in that middle lane. Has managed to pick it up there. Elements wants to get the grab on Patoy. Patoy again, you know, normally would be quite aggressive with that Sona, like you're saying, but has to be so cautious against Elements.
Elements making a big name for himself on Blitzcrank. So many good hooks throughout this series. And just to recap, last game here, Dignitas, if they win, they'll move up to the number 2 seed in the Season 2 circuits, passing CLG Prime, and that'll change their round 1 matchup from Team Dynamic, who they actually had a lot of trouble with in the semifinal today, to Team Legion, who didn't have nearly as strong a showing this tournament.
Yeah, indeed, and that'll be what they want. Legion will be thinking, yeah, I'm not sure if we want Dignitas. Actually, to be fair, you know, from Legion's perspective, do you want Dignitas or COG Prime?
Legion has a pretty good history against Dignitas, to be fair, so they probably don't mind either way, but I know from Team Dignitas' perspective,
they would much rather not have Team Dynamic. Yeah, indeed. So Westrise at the top there, keeping Crumbs at bay, 9 CS to 20, so big advantage starting to open up already in that top lane. Bottom lane, of course, it is going to be Cop versus Cutie Pie. Is very even between the two, 22 and 24 CS. In that mid lane, you would expect Nijaki to actually force a bit of an issue here. Now he's got the blue buff on. Maybe he's going to try and get a little bit more aggressive on Skara. Certainly going to be farming as much as possible, but it's hard to stop Skara farming on Karthus.
If Nijaki does get aggressive on Scar, it's going to be at level 6 once he has access to that ultimate, so we can trap him in that Tormented Soil for the full duration. As for that top lane, though, this is kind of what happens when you have the Darius versus Olaf lane. If Olaf doesn't get any help, he's really able to bully him. Every time Crumbs wants to get close, he gets substantially out-traded in damage, so he's missing out on a lot of minion kills. Since I Will Dominate got his blue stone on Skarner, he has no access to gank that top lane, and it's going to be a bit of trouble for Crumbs.
Yeah, as it is, Dignitas have actually shoved this bottom lane in, so Cutie Pie has asked for the shove, and Patoy is helping out. They're making sure they very much stay behind the minion wave there. Elements maybe thinking he can get a hook out. Cutie Pie continuing to get the poke down. The wards are going to get placed by Patoy. And Cutie Pie just getting a little bit of extra poke on towards Elements there. Elements is actually going to go for Patoy there. Just missing the hook there. That ward helping out there, but Patoy just turning at the right moment.
Just so close for Elements. Seems like he hasn't landed many hooks in the laning phase much. It's all about waiting until the teamfight phase. These lanes are all about just trying to get Cop farm and zoning with the hook potential. It's not really about getting aggressive and killing as Saint runs back behind through a ward.
Yeah, through the ward, and he is going to get spotted. He tries to come around there. Is he going to use the exhaust? He does use the exhaust. The hook should come in as well. Oh, the Power Fist was there. There's the hook on Patoy. Beautifully done. Power Fist comes out. They should be able to get Patoy down. It will be first, but Elements is going to get taken out very low by Cutie Pie there. St. Vicious comes back around, and Cutie Pie's got to be careful there and forced away. And Cop with first blood. Very good use there. And obviously that setup there, that's exactly what you're talking about with the hooks before. The it's that ultimate! Oh, he got him! Managed to take him down. Of course, the mana shield had already been popped, so that was a good pickup by Skara.
That was unexpected from all of us, actually. I didn't know he'd hit level 6 quite at that moment. He must have just pinged it. That's why the ultimate came in so late, but good pickup. Ending up making that a 1-for-1, which had been a good play by Curse. That's just the power of Karthus, being able to pick up kind of free kills in certain occasions.
And it was close enough that it gave the assist to Ezreal as well. So
very nice.
Picking up the assist on that. I think it's within how many seconds?
15.
It's 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was easily going to be within that one. So 7-minute mark, 1-1. We do see kills already, something we didn't see in Game 4. It took a while to get going that one. I think we're going to see a little bit more aggression. They realize what is on the line here. And despite the fact Curse is saying, yeah, I know it doesn't affect things, it's not going to change position, it's a great advert to say, I won MLG Raleigh. Certainly for when you have a lot of sponsors on the line to keep happy. And it's a good feeling to win a tournament. There's a simple fact. There's a lot of money involved in this one. Westroyce actually getting the hook on towards the blue steal, and there it is. That is the second steal now, and St. Vicious picks that one up again.
So also, this is going to be a little bit different than the previous 2 games for Curse and Dignitas. Previously, they were fairly closely matched up as they approached endgame, but Curse very much has a lot of a mid-game forcing comp here. Nijaki, with that Morgana ultimate, is extremely potent at zoning people around, but really, once that ends in a fight, there's not much follow-up damage, so it really has to take most of them. Westroyce as well, when natural armor scales, he starts doing a lot less damage near the end game. All over the place, they aren't quite as strong as Dignitas when the game gets really late, so Curse should be forcing a lot here.
Oh, Crumbs is actually going to get pushed on here. Westroyce already landed one hook, forced the Ghost away again there, bottom as well. Down the bottom there, you can see that's going to be Cutie Pie picking off Blitzcrank. And that was, again, second kill for death for Elements there.
That was Elements going around trying to ward that triangle brush, but I Will Dominate was ready and waiting with the Skarner ultimate, so they just pulled him in for an easy kill since Elements already had no flash.
And so action happening all around the map, very much speeding things up this time. Dignitas with that advantage. Westroyce had fallen Crumbs back. Crumbs got that Philo Stone though. So this is what he buffed before. Philo Stone, Heart of Gold going to stack out. Nijaki is going to get the blue buff for that mid lane once again against Skara. So again, Skarner being forced it, Skara being forced it. Dominate. How's he keeping up with him? Let's have a look. Dominate level 6. He has not seen anything from him yet. Obviously, as you'd expect, he's trying to keep up that farm. He's got a hard job of keeping up with St. Vicious, but he's doing it and without the blue buff.
Seems like that's really been his focus in most of these games, is actually not letting St. Vicious outpace him, because that's normally what St. does to enemy junglers. He'll let the other guy gank sometimes and just say, okay, your ganks are going to fail because my laners are playing smartly, then I'm going to out-farm you, we're just going to fight and I'll win. But I Will Dominate not letting that happen in nearly any of these games.
So who is Dominate going to focus on? Because the Black Shield's going to be in there from Morgana.
Black Shield is so difficult.
It's just going to Valkyrie away.
Against.
Yeah, I mean, who do you want to focus on in that? It's going to be very hard for him to do what he did before, which was just to take Zyra out of the game.
Obviously, you would want to pull Nijaki before he gets to Zanya's Hourglass, just so you can burst him down really quickly. Once he gets that, though, you're just doing what he wants. You want to go for Corki, even though he's nearly impossible to pull. I'd say Elements or Darius. So Blitz or Darius, the prime targets that are reachable. Even with all that, though, his ult's mainly going to be a ganking tool, because once teamfights comes around, it's fairly difficult to get any kind of picks when you have to deal with something like Black Shield.
So Elements has completed the wriggle, so see whether they go for anything towards that dragon anytime soon. Elements stood on top of a ward there. Cutie Pie just putting a Q in his face.
Westroyce going to try to come behind and get Scar out.
Mid lane, definitely coming round there. He's going to try and go towards Scar. Oh, and flashes just as that hook comes out from Westroyce. And Westroyce is going to force damage on towards that top turret. St. Vicious is going to join him. They should be able to chunk this turret down. They haven't quite got the minion wave to keep on them there. They're going to force it away. Will they turn this into a dragon push? Shyvana had completed that wriggles. They could easily go down towards it. They have got the bottom lane shoved enough, but no. Westroyce is going to have to go back towards that top lane to deal with Crumbs.
Does not want to let any advantage fall over to Olaf. It is such a trade-heavy lane between Darius and Olaf. He needs to keep that close, and he needs to keep the advantage. Otherwise, he would lose his purpose of being Darius, and that's just to have this zone of being super strong. So not forcing the dragon, not really necessary. This game deadlocked in gold. Very much farm-heavy. Wonder when the first big thing is going to happen.
Yeah, in terms of farm between the lanes, 94 to 97, 94 to bottom lane. Crumbs is actually going to get caught on. Westroyce is going to do a spinny ding and not quite get the damage down. In fact, Westroyce actually coming out worse on that exchange.
Surprising. Crumbs actually 4 points into Undertow, only 2 into his Reckless Swing, which is his true damage activation. Going for the farm instead of the necessary true damage trading, that's the smart play against Darius.
Is he going to allow Westroyce to just sit there? I'm pretty sure the axe is going to come out across his face any minute. Is he baiting him? Yes, he is baiting him. Does go for the hook. Westroyce wanted that to happen. Now he puts the ignite down. Don't think he's going to quite put the damage down as it is. He's going to try and pop that ulti. There it is. Bam! In your face. Slam dunk by Westroyce. Very nicely played. Completely baited that one.
The blue pill bait, not just a tactic for solo queue. Clearly getting Crumbs to go in and try to get that off. Really well turned around. He's been playing a lot of Darius. He knows how to finish off a combo.
He knew exactly when he got it, just about the right time. We've got 3-man push down the bottom there. Elements has got to be careful. He's been taken down a few times already. And we can see Patoy in stood on that ward, and Dominate also stood on top of it. So they are well aware of this one, which means Shyvana, look, you see St. Vicious immediately learn, yep, he's down the bottom there. We're going to farm out this top lane of his jungle, because he is missing. And they're going to try and punish him as much as possible. St. Vicious with that level advantage actually on Dominate as well. Cop just putting that ultimate in his
Dominate
face.
Was sitting on top of a ward that whole time in bottom lane, so a bunch of wasted time. Oh, you were just mentioning that.
It was. I was mentioning that. Thanks for noticing.
No problem, dude.
We are just seeing Westroyce actually come and join in St. Vicious, thinking of going for Scara in this mid lane. We have got a push coming on.
Oh, big fight
They're going to
bottom.
steal the blue. They're stealing the blue. Big fight bottom as well at the same time. You can see the Carthage Swords is going to come out. That's going to be Elements going down again. Not quite enough to take down Cop. Meanwhile, the blue buff was stolen away once again. And now Jackie picking it up this time. And now they're going to turn things. They're going to try and push on towards his bottom two. You can see Dignitas are going to try and shove it on. They've got to be careful. There's a 3-man Curse team coming straight down that river. They're going to have to start backing away right now, or it's going to be too late. Patoy is going to be able to put the speed on. Here comes St. Vicious. He's going to have Exhaust ready and waiting to go. Who will he target on? He's going to pop the ultimate across and then immediately gets dropped out. I'm a Cutie Pie though is going to be the target. Arcane shifts away, then flashes in. Now Jackie flashes through, pops the ultimate. That's going to go off. Cutie Pie is going to go down the stun on towards Dominate as well. Is not going to be followed up by Westroyce there. They will have enough to push on this bottom turret though. And they should be able to turn this one into a dragon if they so please, and they do indeed please.
Considering the circumstances, that was not that bad for Dignitas. I thought they were going to lose a couple more members. They did a pretty good job avoiding most of Curse's gank. Still going to cost him a dragon, however. And really just going back to that Skarner play at the start of all this, how did that happen? He was sitting in a ward and they still managed to pull a 3-for-2 gank. So something went a little bit wrong for Curse there. It ended up playing off as positive for them though.
Yeah, they knew he was there, and yet they still managed to get dived on, which is the odd one. St. Vicious though picked up the blue. That is the top turret going down to Crumbs, which means first turret of the game goes to Dignitas.
Essentially that dragon got traded for a tower. Darius roamed down bottom for all of that action, and Crumbs just merrily stayed up top, gets that farm, and really doing quite a job farming up top, not involving himself in much, but going double GP10, keeping his minion kills up. He's going to be a force to be reckoned with pretty soon.
Yeah, he's got a 20 CS advantage over Westroyce as well at the moment. So Westroyce picking up a big chunk of a wave. Cutie Pie returning back to that bottom lane again, doing the exact same build he's done all series. Gets that phase and then goes for the Infinity Edge. And Cop measuring him in the exact same way, though hasn't got the pickaxe yet, so he's a little bit behind in terms of build. Cutie Pie continuing to put the pressure on towards Cop there. And a little poke. Elements though is already 3 deaths down. Top turret, bottom turret is going to go down. That's the second turret down now that Dignitas have managed to drive that advantage, which has given that the tiniest of gold advantages.
I gotta say, these last 4 games have been really, really close. This is the closest finals I've seen in a while.
Westroyce top lane.
Waiting in that brush, might just go for it.
He is going to hook in Crumbs there, does a bit of damage onto him. Just going to slowly work this combo down. He knows that the turret is there, but he's just going to force him out of that lane. Is he going to follow this through? Does pop the ultimate down, doesn't quite have enough though, but he is going to force Crumbs out of that lane for good, and it's going to have a big wave to just push through there. He's always got to be careful when he goes for that fight. The fact that if he gets too close in the exchange, he's going to have that Scara ultimate, the Requiem, just to follow it through. Not quite available just yet though. That mid lane turret, very low for Dignitas.
That exchange really just showed how strong Darius is against Olaf, because normally Olaf's the duelist. His whole passive is worked around it. The lower health he gets, the more attack speed he has. Doesn't even think about trading as we get this tower kill
down. Are they going to dive in towards Scar? No, because Dominate shows himself there, and they have to back away from that one. Elements wanted to get the hook in. It's not going to be enough though. First turret full curse there. Cop, meanwhile, he desperately needs a little bit more farm. He's falling behind a little bit in terms of kills and of course farm to Armor Cutie Pie here. Armor Cutie Pie just picking up the golems as well. It's the advantage you do get as the blue side.
And that lane in general is pretty close. Once again, they're just mirroring each other. With that Phage Infinity Edge build, they both really like getting the slow from the Phage and then getting the straight up damage of the Infinity Edge. Both of them opting to avoid Trinity Force. and just go with that in pretty much every game this series.
So there's the Zhonya's now completed by Najaki. As you would expect him to be rushing that on Morgana. And that is going to cause problems for Dignitas here. Curse, I feel, are feeling slightly more confident than Dignitas in this match. Dignitas, they're not being quite as passive as they were last time.
Neither team is really being quite as passive.
Where's Dominate going? Dominate wants to gank in the mid lane, I think. Not really the ideal target, though.
Yeah, all he has to do is pop Black Shield. And he just does that. They're going in, aggression of his own.
Yeah, going straight in, popping the ultimate Najaki there, and that's going to be Vicious jumping across. Of course, the tower has just been taken down as well. Can they catch onto Ascara? Ascara's trying to keep that Defile running as long as possible. He will go down, so Vicious just backs away from this one. The ultimate's going to come out. Requiem is not going to be enough, but Westrise comes in and dunks on Dominate's head, and then just strolls away like a boss.
I love how dunking is the strategy that's come around from Darius, and he backs looking to the heavens. That was a good play by Westrise, waiting until Dominate wasn't expecting him to come through. Great pull and finish. So
5-3 advantage for Dignitas. The slight gold advantage, 1k in their favour. Honestly, in terms of turrets, they are still going to be very close. Curse Cop just slowly working on this bottom turret, not going to push it, not being too aggressive on it, just quite happily to continue farming. And now he's going to start working towards it. See how low that bottom turret is, if we could please, Tom. Currently, we just get it is full. He's done nothing to it. He's just he's going to chunk it down pretty quick, though.
Just goes to show how much I'm a Cutie Pie and Patoy have been pushing down to that bottom lane. That's the first time in 18 minutes that the minions have even made it to that side of the lane. So really, a lot of pressure by the Sona lane, just pushing down on a Cop, which is in stark contrast to the previous games where Corki pretty much sat at the enemy tower.
Yeah, Westrise pushing the top lane as well, but you can see that Curse are continuing to chunk away on this turret. And you see, oh, a grab on Cutie Pie there.
Every time.
Can shift, just completely resets it, but Cop should be able to take this turret down. This will be the second turret for Curse. Top turret has been abandoned, and again, the blue buff stolen away for the third time, I think, or is it the fourth time? Basically, every blue buff has gone to Curse so far.
Scar not getting access to that free amounts of mana. He's still done pretty well with it, though. 160 minion kills to 167 from Najaki. Got that one free kill with his ultimate, so really still staying in the game. It's going to be all about him dying in the right place. Not sure if he even realizes their blue has been stolen yet. He's kind of waiting around to go into that.
I'm not sure if it's been taken yet. I think they're about to take it.
Oh, right.
And there we go. Hook through Westrise, bang. Hooks it straight through, and they will take it away. And there goes the wall of pain across. And Dignitas have the numbers advantage now. Elements is going to come in. Crescendo goes across. No, Jackie caught out. Westrise is going to get dropped very quickly there. And Curse are going to have to back out of this one. They were not ready to engage that time. And the ultimate was it used by Najaki there, or did he not quite have it available?
He used it almost immediately, and then Dignitas somewhat disengaged as well as Najaki because they realized that was a losing fight. I'm also missing a few things there with the blue buff spawning, but Dignitas, smart play there, hooking onto Westrise. That's probably going to be their target of choice to pull in these fights, just because he's the most accessible, can't dash away, and he is quite a threat for cleanup. So if they can get rid of him at the start of fights, it'll be very advantageous for them. Now, they have a 4v5. They're a little low on mana, and there's no Najaki ult. Let's see if they give up this dragon.
Yeah, Elements is looking at maybe getting in there, trying to get the grab on Cutie Pie. He doesn't learn. He keeps going for it. Skarner's going to get the dragon down. Then you can see Crumbs trying to push him away. Cop gets black shielded. He backs off towards the side there. Crumbs is going to continue following on this one. Just to the side there, they're going to have to back off and disengage. And that has definitely brought Dignitas back into it. 28,500 to 28,000 for Dignitas. Very close between this game. And it's still 5-4. Both turrets just 2 apiece. And item-wise, very even between the two. Dominate just finishing off Shirelia's Reverie, though, so he's going to be trying to power in there and get the kills off. More importantly, before that fight started, Cutie Pie had completed Infinity Edge, which gave him a big damage difference.
Now he's got the 3 kills, and there's even been a build divergence. CRS Cop going with that Bloodthirster, so a slightly different build than I'm a Cutie Pie, and he has fallen a fair bit off the pace. 1,000 gold behind. Cutie Pie with 7,000, Corki with 6,000. That's going to have a bit of an impact as this game moves on, mostly because Curse needs to force something right now before Dignitas takes over, in my opinion.
A ping from Dignitas on Baron there. I think they're simply saying we need a ward here, and we need to get some vision of it. Are we surely getting 21-minute mark? It's almost time to have a standoff at Baron, don't you think? It's been what's happening for the last 3 games. Seems about right indeed.
Ever since Curse got the Blitzcrank pick, though, their Baron standoffs have been much improved. They create so much threat. There are so many walls around Baron that they're able to pull through. They have Darius too if they want the close range pull. So really pick central if CRS wants to work around this Baron here. And Dignitas has to proceed with much caution.
But Scara would be a dangerous thing. If he can flash in and get his Defile across the old team in that Baron pit, it would definitely be very hard for Dignitas here. And Curse going to try and engage here. Wall of Pain goes across Nijaki. Nijaki just backs away there and around the side. Elements with Overdrive running, not going to hook onto anything. Just steps away. Westeros, meanwhile, one-on-one versus Crumbs again in that top lane. Has he got the damage to follow it through this time? Nope, he's going to take the turret hit.
Interesting chain vest here on Scara. You pretty much always see him go Rod of Ages to Death Cap, but if he goes for a Zhonya's Hourglass here, as he could with those 2 item components, you'd almost be considering that he's planning on getting pulled in by Blitzcrank or something to just start the engagement, turn his Defile on, and then just sit in the enemy team. That could very well be a sneaky strategy Scar's come up with, or I could just be completely wrong and he might just go straight into a Death Cap sitting on a chain vest.
No, I think you might be right there. I'll tell you what. We are seeing Aegis' Legion Note being picked up by St. Vicious yet again. We are seeing Westeros running down the bottom there, leaving Crumbs alone in that top lane to farm. Are they going to try and engage something here? No, Dignitas going to back away from it. And again, Westeros is forced to go back to top there. And the standoff will continue. The lane farming session. Cop's going to go down bottom. He's going to clear out that nice big creep wave. And Dignitas will also disengage.
This is also that point in the game where Crumbs is stronger than Cop. So if Olaf dives through on a Corki in this fight, there's going to be very little they can do to peel him off. Morgana wants to be diving in. Shyvana wants to be jumping in. Westeros wants to be in there for the cleanup. It's really just a 1v1 for Cop. Blitzcrank is not the greatest support for protecting his AD carry. Cop's just going to have to hightail it and run away from Crumbs at this point. Crumbs really full tank, huge threat right now. And if there's a good team fight, I'm not sure who it's going to fall to.
Boots mobility on Elements this time. He really wants to get that fast engage with the Overdrive. He'll be covering some speed pretty quick if he can get that hook in. You can see him zipping along, trying to get onto Scara actually. Their Wall of Pain was used to just say, no, stay back, I've not got that Zhonya's Hourglass complete yet. I'm just looking down towards to see if it makes sure you hadn't. And again, the pings at the blue buff. Elements is sat ready and waiting. The ward goes out. Another ward goes out from Elements, getting complete vision there. Are they going to try and get the steal? Crumbs needs to be careful he doesn't walk straight down towards Curse here. He will work straight into him. That's going to be the Power Fist. Crumbs is going to get caught out. Darkbind is actually missed though. Crumbs wants to engage on this one. You can see Dominate coming back in. Black Shield was used by Nijaki on himself there. Just very wary of Dominate. Now Elements is going to see if he can get a hook on anyone. But they see the damage. That was 3 people on Crumbs and they barely did anything to him.
Even though they did get his ultimate down, so Ragnarok now 58 seconds back from coming alive. That's what they need. If they can CC him while he tries to go through and dive Cop, they would be able to win a team fight. So they do have a window here. If they can somehow force a pull or get around into the right position, it could be beneficial. And Scara does go for that Zhonya's Hourglass. So there could be a bit of baiting here. Dignitas' plan maybe to get hooked and start something.
Yeah, indeed. You can see Curse trying to set up again in this Baron. I feel like I've said this many times. I could just put it on repeat or something. You see, they're setting up for Baron again.
Setting up for Baron, trying to bait it, clearing it out with wards. St. Fishes have had that Oracles for quite some time, though.
Yes, indeed. So just many sentences can easily get repeated throughout this series. And Curse and Dignitas, they're certainly not fast-paced action games. Let's put it that way.
There is still a lot of tension, though, because these games have been super close. They're farming extremely efficiently, and the team fights, when they happen, are very explosive.
Westeros free to farm in the top there. Dignitas with a 5-man in this middle, and that's going to be the top turret finally going to go down to Westeros. And that is the advantage for Curse in terms of items. Oh, Dominate getting caught with the Dark Bind in there.
Right as he popped Reverie, too. They were going to go for an initiation as he...
There's Wall of Pain going across. Elements trying to get the hook in. Patoy's going to come across. Now Jackie pops the ultimate. He's going to land it about 2 or 3 there. Gets exhausted straight down. Crescendo comes across. Patoy's going to get dropped. Scar's going to go down. Zhonya's Hourglass was used there. Elements actually getting a punch on towards Dominate. Meanwhile, at the side there, St. Visions is going to get dropped by Crumbs. Dominate's going to try and chase down. He will get dropped by Cop there. Scar does pick up the 1 kill, and that's going to be another there for Westeros. Crumbs gets hooked in by Elements, and that's going to be Crumbs going down. Very nice play there, and that is an ace. 5 for 2, sorry. Curse coming out very strong in that one. And honestly, that was all about the Wall of Pain engage there, and they went for it, just weren't quite following it enough though.
Now Jackie landed the perfect ultimate, and then on top of that, St. Vicious hit 3 with his own, so that team fight just extended. Westrice was able to come in very well for cleanup. Skara did not get his defile off in a very good place, and they just won that mid-game team fight that they are kind of built to do. They need to snowball off of this very quickly, however. The game is progressing to a point that becomes scary. They need to make something happen. Hate to say it, they might try a Baron dance. They should probably pick up the Dragon first, though.
Indeed they should. Quick clearance of the wave in the bottom there by Elements. I think he managed to pick up some farm there. 23 CS, happy with that one. 8 CS for Patoy at the moment. Patoy did manage to land that crescendo, has bought an Oracle back up, but it wasn't quite enough. Dragon is going to get picked up by Curse this time around. That's going to extend that gold lead to 6,000 as soon as they manage to pick this one up. And then you can see Red Buff also being picked up by Westrice. Actually, May donated across the cop. Meanwhile, yeah, it looks like I think he's going to fight over it. No, Copy's going to get it donated to him. And they're going to pick up those wraiths and continue on. Trinity Force just been completed by Corky there, so an item along with that Bloodthirster did have that change. Hasn't gone with the Infinity Edge this time around. He mentioned it earlier.
That is Chaox's absolute favorite build on Corky. Every time he plays it, those are the items he goes. Chaox does the other order, who usually do Trinity Force into Bloodthirster, but nonetheless, that is the way he does it. And talking about Scar's Zanya's Hourglass again, I like the concept of wanting to try to bait out a hook, but I still feel like it would be more beneficial with that death cap. He's going to spend time in the team anyway if he gets pulled while he's dead for his defile, and I think it's actually hurting them not having the full damage from Requiem, not having the full damage from defile, and just not being able to hit him as much with the Skittles. It's just not really working out for Dignitas right now.
And so Curse again clearing out the wards at the Baron. Patoy though, but Dignitas, you know, for the third game running, are up against it here. They do have Dominate on Skarner and just hasn't been able to work out from yet. He did manage to land the hook in there, but really wasn't enough to tell. They'd already done the damage to Skara, so once that hook was actually on from Dominate, he'd got the ulti down, but Skara was already in his Zonya, so the damage wasn't really coming out. St. Vicious just off to the side here. Are they going to go for this one? Westrice is a bit too far away to get involved in this one. He's going to have to run down because the Elements just off the side. There's the turret going down. They are going to go towards Cutie-Pie. Cutie-Pie is going to get caught out here. He's taken down very low. St. Vicious is going to ulti across. Should be able to blast down Cutie-Pie. Not quite enough. St. Vicious is going to get kept away. Cutie-Pie taken down very low there. Skara is going to pop that Hourglass. That's going to be surely the hook coming in from Elements. Is going to get away. No. Elements is going to finish that one off. Cop picks up the kill. And that's just a 1-0 trade. Elements may go down here. Just dodging those layways. Finally will get away with it. Very close. Cutie-Pie just got caught out though.
Scar actually baited himself a little bit with that Zanya's Hourglass. He probably could have made it away if he just would have continued running, but instead he popped that Zanya's, immobilizing himself for 2 seconds and letting Curse catch up for the kill. So good poke and a great binding onto I'm a Cutie-Pie that really started that fight off. Cutie-Pie had cleansed the entire time, but opted not to use it, and it ended costing Scar his life.
And Frozen Mallet picked up off Westrice off the back of that one. Dignitas trying to use this quick chance of clearance where Curse have backed off to clear out all the wards around that Baron. Patoy doing as quick a job as he can, but Curse are returning straight to this lane. They're in quick fashion. They might be able to get in towards this Baron area and again just clear out the wards, warding all out, wards on everyone as it is at the moment. Curse, they are well prepared for a long fight. 2 wards were placed in that bush there, so they're going to be picking both of those up. And now Curse have all vision cleared of Dignitas, and they're going to start on the Baron here.
Bottom. This could be a force. The last 2 games, Dignitas has tried to force on Baron and actually lost a catastrophic fight here. Let's see if Curse can fix this mistake.
Ezreal ulti zips across, doesn't really do a great deal of damage there. Dominate wants to get in and get involved in this one.
2 Barons in the semifinals. Let's see if he can do it again.
Yeah, and he's been forced away here. Elements is going to get a punch straight in his face there. Dominate is going to come in, but the Baron goes down. Dominate is not too sure who to hook onto. It doesn't matter. Scar's already popped the Zonya's Hourglass very early. Was never taking any damage there. Then he gets hooked in easily. Cutie-Pie now joining the fight. That's going to be the Requiem going out. Requiem's not going to do enough damage, so Crumbs is going to try and get it to Cop. Cop goes down. Gets the kill. Westrice with the double kill. And Curse are looking strong in this game. 2 for 0 exchange. Baron picked up, and the rest of things are scattered to the wind.
Even though Curse is fairly low here, the Baron regen is quite immense, and they're going to be able to continue on this push. Soon they will all be healed up. There are still 3 dead members of Dignitas. This could continue all the way down into the inhibitor, and Curse may be well on their way to winning the 3rd game in a row and taking this MLG series.
Can they take the finals here? I'm a Cutie-Pie really was out of position there, and that's what started it all. Curse spotted it. They cleared out the vision, and they quickly turned it into a massive, massive advantage now with that inhibitor down. 6 versus 14. 10k or 9k gold difference, sorry. 5-3 turrets. Dignitas suddenly really up against it here, and they're going to have their work cut out to try and turn this one round. Dominate has not been able to land those hooks in there yet. They've been very much prepared for it.
Just cannot find the right target. He tried to get onto Cop, but by that time the fight was too late.
And there's a Quicksilver Sash on Cop, so he's not going to be able to get him at all anymore. Shirelli's Reverie, second one being picked up there. This time Elements
really
with it.
has to be Darius that he pulls. If not, then it's not going to be that successful.
Problem is Darius is so tanky now. He's got that Frozen Heart, he's got the Frozen Mallet, he's got the Hex Drinker in there. He's going to be like, hook me, I'm happy, you're pulling me closer to the team.
There we go, go kill your AD carry.
I'll just go drop Scar up very quickly and then kill Cutie Pie.
Seems to be the trend. Westrice, a terrifying Darius in all of these games, really showing people how it's played. A lot of times in the past, Darius gets counterlaned or overganked or kited in team fights, but Westrice has done a great job getting into the right position in all these fights and really just picking up the kills very cleanly.
Well, Cutie Pie's got to be careful here. He's going to spot he's going to spot the fact that the red is pulled. You see the little lizards fighting away, and that's going to be both red buffs picked up by Curse. And you can see that bottom lane slowly being pushed by Cop. He's got the creep wave going in there, and he's just going to chunk on towards that turret. Westrice there with him. Elements just lingering off the side, wanting to land that hook. Turret goes down, 6-3 in terms of turrets.
It's quite important for Curse to get something done now. If this game somehow stretches 40 or 50 minutes and they don't continue to build an advantage, they would be in a bit of trouble. But as it is now, they're in a commanding position. And this is all we've seen in these last 3 games.
Above.
Elements waiting for the hook. St. Vicious waiting to go in. They're really pressing hard here.
They're pressing the advantage here. They want to go on towards this turret. They feel they've got enough to take them on the turret. Wall of Pain goes down there. That's going to be Dominate. Hooking on towards Westrice, I believe it is. Yes, he does manage to get in there. Westrice just walks away from it. Crescendo goes across, but it's going to be Westrice doing the damage. They are going to back away from it. Skara has been dropped there, and immediately that's going to be Cutie Pie is going to try and turn the damage. No, he couldn't get the kill, and it's a 2-for-0 again for Curse this time. Now surely going to drive it home. The minion wave is coming in. They're going to be able to push on. Westrice is backing off here. Now he's going to come back in. He's realised the team have given that call. That's going to be a second inhibitor of the game. Curse really driving this one home. Super minions now coming down the mid lane as well. Dignitas have got to be careful. They're still in a 3-on-5 advantage here, and that's going to be Elements hooking on. Oh, Patoy just about getting away with that one, and I think Curse are going to back off this one, and that is a really big advantage now for Curse. 16-6, 10k gold.
This is huge for Curse. Bit of a misplay in that team fight by Dignitas. They thought they were going to continue to dive through, and Patoy threw his crescendo at thin air, losing that fight 2-0. No inhibitors. The third inhibitor in these situations is usually not long for death. Curse all going back to base after this dragon. They will have a bunch of gold to convert. The Baron buff's going to fall off, but they will probably not deter them from pushing down that third inhibitor. Very, very strong position here for Curse, and they may just well win 3 games in a row against Dignitas to come back in this finals.
So what does that do against your morale going into the World European Regional, North American Regional, the World European Regional. Every country available. Don't worry guys, little flicker of black there. Nothing to see here.
Uh-oh, and Crumb's caught out of position. He does have a Ghost and his ult out, so he should be able to escape this unless they can get a bunch of damage on down.
I'd be amazed if he escapes this. He's going to Ghost it. He's going to run away. How long is that Ragnarok going to last? Oh, he's just going to get the minion wave. He will be able to escape.
Oh, they get him.
No, they have. The hook comes in. Very nicely done. Crumbs is going to get dropped down. The punch will come in. Westrice finishes that one off. And Westrice now 7-2. 3, absolutely dominating, and now it's going to be a 4-man push trying to defend on this turret. I don't think Dignitas want to go for it. They've got to be careful. Elements is going to come around the side. No, Jackie is there. Is he going to be able to throw Dart Binding through?
It seems very foolish of Dignitas to be out this far. There's going to be 2 waves of super creeps pushing into their base very shortly, and they're down a bruiser man with Crumbs falling through that gank. This is not going to last long as far as a turret, and they need to back the heck up.
They are going to back the heck up. Elements is going to get the hook on towards Cutie Pie. Arcane shifts away from it. The Wall of Pain does slow the whole team down, but that is another turret lost. And Dignitas slowly but surely losing all of their base. There's the super minions in the bottom lane, in the middle lane, and they realize it. Cutie Pie's had to go down there, try and deal with them, so it's a 3-man defense currently on this final inhibitor turret. Elements wants to get a hook on anyone, But the conga line of minions will be coming in. There goes the arm just stretching out from Elements. Not able to land on anything, but it doesn't matter because Cop and Westrice are going to do the damage to this turret here. Cop is just getting free hit after free hit. Well, there goes the Morgana Black Shield on him. Just covering him off there, and that's half the health already gone. Super Minions now on the Nexus turrets in the base here, and Dignitas in all sorts of trouble here. Just looking down to the side, that Nexus may well go down here.
There's way too much for
one
Dignitas
Nexus
to
turret
defend
down
here.
One Nexus turret goes down to Super Minions, and there's going to be Westrice. Couldn't quite land the hook on towards Crumbs there. Shyvana ultimate goes across. Skara pops the Zhonya's Hourglass very quickly. Crescendo goes across. Morgana ulti will land on all members. Crumbs is going to get dropped by Westrice. Westrice just about backing off there. Curse are surely going to take victory here. Requiem will go out. Crumbs is going to drop to that one. Sorry, Westrice will as well. That is surely going to be the Nexus turret going down. And after a 2-0 defeat, Curse are going to come back and win this one 3-2. They will take the Nexus turret down. And would you believe it? Curse Gaming come back 3 games straight, taking the MLG Raleigh Summer Championships here. And wow, what a turnaround by Curse.
That was just great play by Curse almost that entire end of the series once they put their game faces on. Even the game they lost was extremely close. So 3 strong games in a row taking out Dignitas. I have to say, that Zhonya's Hourglass had to be a mistake for Scar. You saw in that last fight, they were just living in Defile and didn't seem to care. Curse so strong, getting all their money champions at the end and coming through strong.
Yeah, they've paid for the rent on that mansion for at least a month. We'll see how long it lasts. So their Elements very happy, and I believe that is the first tournament that Curse Gaming have picked up here in North America. And
I believe you are correct,
in
sir.
Europe as well, because Europe have not picked up a victory as well. So very well played by them. They've run away with the trophy. The trophy's gone missing. Someone's had it away. What a fantastic game. Jack, that is the last game of the tournament, and the last game we're going to get to cast together for quite some time. Really has been fantastic working with you once again. We're hopefully going to do that in the future, not too distant future. We're going to cut to a break, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to have the Speed Stick Player of the Day coming up very soon. Alongside me will be Dan Din to talk us through that. There is a hell of a lot of players of the day. It has been Curse taking it 3-2.